That's through. Not from the middle of the bat. They'll still race away to the boundary. Gets off the mark with that boundary, the Indian captain.
Very good placement. Yes, bringing the bottom hand into play. That's his strength. Using the bottom hand, even for driving, not just for cutting and pulling. And there you can see the bottom hand being brought into play. Nice stride forward towards the ball. Just a little bit of width offered by Mitchell Johnson, but that was mainly because he's also got a slip in position, hoping that the ball will deviate just a little bit more.
But he's in so much better position. He sliced that beautifully. Just gave him a little more width.
It's a terrific shot. Just opening the face in the last minute. And once again, the quick outfield takes it away. It was a full toss. And he's played it very, very well. Can he take the mid-wicket out and put a fielder there? Both for Ashwin and Mahendra Singh Dhoni. The ball isn't coming back into the right-hander. You wouldn't see Mahendra Singh Dhoni playing that on drive very often.
Such a critical element to have someone with a little X factor, someone bowling above 140s consistently, that can just have the ability to be able to take a wicket out of nothing. I mean, this wicket is very, very good for batting.
The pull shot. Worked away fine. Just come back to that game a little later. These are important runs for India. And Dhoni picked his spot beautifully and brings up the 50 for the Indian captain. Always a man to depend on when the Indian team is under crisis.
It's a great skill as well as a player to be able to rise in the face of actually your side not going so well. It's easy to get runs when all the conditions are perfect, but few, like Dhoni, remain focused on the task of performing under pressure.
More runs. Looking for the Yorker, doesn't get it right, and Dhoni going hard at that. Flies off the outside edge. Another boundary. The crowd finally getting into it.
A few more boundaries coming now. MS Dhoni making no mistake of dispatching that down through third man. Very lucky. Borderline almost no ball there.
Just getting back to that match. So when we were bowled out for 125, all couple they've said was if they can get us out for 125, we can get them out for less than that. And that's exactly what happened. Pakistan bowled out for 87. There's the short delivery and there's a big gap. Boy, can he strike the ball. It's out of here. First six for Dhoni.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? The first six of this match has come off the 40th over. And this is what I was talking about here. I think MS Dhoni will start to strike the boundaries, put a little bit more pressure on Xavier Doherty here.
Again, it's flat. And it's in the gap. Boundary to end the over. 13 runs of the over. It's 215 for 6.
Pulls this one. And it's in the gap. He couldn't have split the field better. He was giving Watson the charge. And Dhoni placing it beautifully.
Well, this pitch is responsive to the bowler who is prepared to bang the ball in short, but you also need a little more pace than at 137 kilometers per hour. Once again venturing down. This is very well controlled by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and both the fielders just looking at each other. Watson's not amused.
He has needed one to put in the dive. Just turning it on now, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Has this ability in a situation like this to wait for the final overs. He'll wait for the final 3-4 before he looks to play the big shots. And Dhoni clears it off. Only just. And starts the over with a boundary. think they'll target this over. They want a big one. They want a 15-20 run over to get the momentum going again and push towards 300. 98 now with that boundary.
Don't think he quite middled it. Sliced it. Low full toss. But he still got a boundary.
Yes, he'll be anticipating as to where Faulkner might bowl. He's looking to bowl outside the off stump. We've seen at times, and looking to bowl full. He gets some bat on it. 100 for the Indian captain. And once again, when his team needed it, he's got the runs. That's up in the air. He's mistimed it. And should be taken. Oh, put down. It's his counterpart who's put that down. It went miles up in the air. But he had enough time to get underneath it. Just asking for another bat, Dhoni.
The mid-off was in. And that's why he's looking to go over that fielder. But he sliced it. And, I think he might have been just a little too anxious, the Australian captain. Dhoni was well past the umpire, so he ran quickly back to get the strike back. Nothing's going right for Watson after that wicket of Rohit Sharma. Nothing's going right.
Yes, a couple of drop catches. He's got to keep his cool. He's an experienced man. Could this prove costly, because Dhoni's back on strike. Down the ground. 4 more. That's gone like a rocket. It really is adding insult to injury. Never pleasing for a bowler. Catch goes down. Next ball, smash past him.
Yes. And he knows exactly where the fielders are. He is in the 30-yard circle. This is the drop catch again. Maybe grabbing a little too hard at it. And Virat Kohli has got a smile on his face.
Yes, and now where's he got to go, Watson? He can't afford to drop it short. Wide signal. The length is a giveaway at the moment. It's just a case of Dhoni anticipating what the line is, because there's no fine leg on the boundary. There's just a square leg in front. There's a deep mid-wicket. There's a long on. And there's a man at third man, so it looks to be full and around off stump or just outside. So it's about a case of Dhoni lining himself up. Well bowled, he refuses the single. It's a case of Watson bowling there consistently. George Bailey, what's going through his mind? He knows he's dropped a dangerous player. 9 balls to go. He could easily hit 3 sixes here, Dhoni. In those 9 balls, if he gets the strike, that would push India close to 300. Johnson stops it on the bounce. Still no single from Dhoni. So it's clear he wants 6 or 4, really. He's counting the number of balls, 8 to go. His mind would be working 3 sixes, maybe a boundary. Let's get 22. 23 runs. His teammates know it. Some stage he'll be looking for the single as well. With 2 balls to go, he wants the strike in that final over. He gets all of that. 6! Way back into the crowd. Gee, backs himself. Got the opportunity to get under it, and it went many a mile.
Well, there's very little margin for error when you're bowling to somebody like Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Watson might have thought he'd bowled it wider, so he wouldn't be able to get under the ball. But the bottom hand coming into play. George Bailey is already conceding.
And a boundary of the first ball. Swung away on the onside. This really is a tremendous innings. Once again showing his ability to wait and be there at the final over of the innings. He's 122 now.
He is bringing that bottom man into play once again. There is a fielder at long on and there's a fielder at deep mid-wicket, but to no avail. Ball going between those two fielders.
The problem is even Faulkner is looking to bowl outside the off stump in full. And if he doesn't get the length right, mid-off's up, Dhoni has the chance to go down the ground. Now slight alteration, fine leg now, moving to a square leg inside the circle. There's a deep mid-wicket on the onside boundary. That's well bowled. He's got to be there. Because with someone like Dhoni, if your foot off the mark, it could be 6 or a 4.
And these are the sixes that he hit. This was the first one. Then Watson came in for a real bang one, and this is another one.
He drops way back in his crease now, Dhoni. You can see. To get underneath it, and the helicopter shot. It goes many a mile once again. This is brilliant batting. Just a subtle adjustment, 6 inches back in the crease. And the wind up to send the ball away.
What a shot. There it is. He's standing deep in the crease and then the helicopter shot comes into play. Once again the bottom man. There it is, the helicopter shot. Wow. It's got deep into the crowd.
10 of the over. Goes again. Make it 6 more. 16 of the over. He wants to finish in style. India push towards 300. Have a look at the crowd.
And what a shot again. If the previous one was on the onside, this one's on the offside. You can't keep this man quiet. Wow.
Well, they're loving it. Where's he going to go now? He wants to. There is a run out here. No. Dhoni will keep the strike. 18 of this over already. One stage. But what a knock from the captain. Final ball of the innings. Flicked away. In the gap. One bounce over the boundary. And what a finish this is. Captain Cool just strides out of the park. 139 of just 121 balls. And how's that for an innings? Simply magnificent. India have gone past 300. 303 for 9 from 50.